Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of Malt and Magic. Now, in keeping with the updates and announcements that we made last week around how we are changing the intros to this episode or the future episodes, I am not going to say much more, but I'll recap. So, last time on Malt and Magic Campaign 2, our intrepid adventurers were immersed in a labyrinth of intrigue at the Grand Ballroom, transformed very rapidly into a crime scene after the shocking murder of Calum Eleneth. Indeed, and as the night unfolded, the plot thickened dramatically. Our heroes meticulously worked through the room, examining leads and dissecting rumours, all the while navigating this maze of potential suspects. But then the evening took an unexpected turn, with Kavan and Mara suddenly disappearing, leaving a trail of questions and a sense of urgency now pervading through the air. It was Edgius himself, with his exceptionally keen senses, who brought us closer to the truth, his intuition leading to a high-stakes confrontation with the so-called envoy Silas Vorn, revealing him to be both a deceiver and a foe. Now, their encounter wasn't just a mere capture, it was a thrilling showdown that had, hopefully, everyone on the edge of their seats. Spells were cast, swords were drawn, but in the end, our party apprehended the envoy in a climactic battle. And just as we thought we could catch our breath, our session ended with the heart-stopping cliffhanger. Our dear Kavan and Mara finding themselves captured, their fate now in the hands of the priests of the Order of the Right Hand, the very order that once looked after the orphanage that Kavan escaped from. So what will happen next? Will our heroes manage to rescue their companions? How deep does this conspiracy run within the walls of the Order? Stay tuned, because tonight we will start to answer some of these questions. So get ready, grab those dice, prepare for another chapter of Mortal Magic. There will most certainly be adult language and definitely adult humour. You have been warned. Let's roll. Hey,
hello.
Look at all of those lovely faces. Yes,
He's
cheers,
back.
welcome to
Look
episode
at it.
56. The main man himself is back indeed, as I just tilt my camera down a touch. So there we go. My top of my head is a bit close to the top of the screen now. Very good. Let's run down the lineup very quickly, and then we will get into an episode of D&D. So I am Matt. I am your dungeon master for this and most evenings, also playing NPC characters of at least Mara, and maybe some others, maybe Takami as well. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
I thought you was going to say more than that, and I wasn't ready. Hello, I am Danny, and I play Lex Ordo, the UMT sorcerer.
You said exactly what I thought you would say, and I'm still not ready.
Can't complain there.
I am Tom, and I am happy to be back. I am playing Cabin Buckland, a human barbarian, and I am the father half of Homie and the Dude.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. I am Bodhi, the son half of Homie and the Dude, and I'm playing Edgius Bones, the bard sorcerer. God, man, for a guy without a nose, I smell real good.
In all senses of the
I was
term.
going to say,
there.
it can be taken two ways again. So.
And then out of context,
Wonderful aftershave and a
What a
really
sentence.
good sense of smell.
Yeah. Hey, that's what the ladies like.
Very good. And so, yes, you will notice, for anybody that's watching, sort of our little bits that are coming up to celebrate our collaborators and the tools we use as well. So thank you to all of those. Of course, a massive thanks to Homie and the Dude for continuing to support us, and a massive congrats on absolutely smashing the shit out of your Kickstarter, guys. That has been amazing. So I think we're on 4th stretch goal already. Are we on the 5th now?
We are we're precipicing the 5th at the moment. It's
Nice.
a couple hundred away.
show off.
There we go, folks. So if you're not already supporting that, then fucking do so now. There we go. Cool. So we are actually going to begin tonight with Jewel, Alex, and Aegeus as Silas Vorn is carted off by the guards. The noble families sort of approach you all and explain a trial will be held. A trial that will not be juried. It will be very much the families questioning Vorn. They would like you present, and then based on what Vorn says, will determine whether he is executed or whether he is imprisoned. You all head out in the early hours of the morning now to cool, crisp air. A summer night in the middle of Union City with the moon just sort of hanging in the sky, a crescent moon. And you head towards your carriages.
As we're
Go
leaving, Jewel would like to go and find, and I'm just trying to find them on the map. I believe it was the two people we spoke to sort of last. Wasn't Durnford, I think it was Thornheart and Lady Varsdale, if I remember.
That's exactly who we spoke to last, yes.
Probably would find them fairly close to each other, again regrouping, and would go up to them and just say, I apologise for our previous deception while questioning you. I'm sure you can understand our need for a swift capture of the individual, and we simply needed to sweat them out. So I apologise if our questioning got a little exciting before we found our culprit. Do please accept our apologies.
And the dwarven lord Thornheart is just going to look at you. I think we can forgive you, considering you've just uncovered a spy, a murderer. Who the fuck knows? We'll try them, and then we'll see what they deserve.
I look forward to hearing what he says. We are all very keen, and I believe it is interconnected.
As do I.
Please.
In the meantime, I guess we'll be sending messages to Galadan to understand what the fuck they're doing, sending murderers our way. But there we go.
Again, if that information could be copied to us, even when you find it, it may help in our investigation. This, unfortunately, does go quite further than Union City, and we are simply trying to avoid any more deaths.
Well, we best get the intelligence family on this one, so when you see Mara, if you see her, remember to inform her of what's happened here if we don't get to them first.
Oh, absolutely.
Very good.
It will be our first port of call to find them. I'm sure she was simply whisked away to avoid any issues with her. Please, after you, your carriage, I believe, awaits.
Very good. And so you watch as all of the guests leave, and Lady Aranel Eleneth has Calem's body loaded into the carriage and very mournfully sort of sets off. There's a few people that take off hats as they're leaving or place hands over hearts just in signs of respect. And then it is left as just the three of you as Takami sort of turns to you, Aegeus. I'm going to have to report this back to Sensei, so I will probably see you tomorrow sometime.
Of course, it seems like valuable information for a man up in a mountain to know. I thank you for your help. You've been wonderful. It was awesome to have you as my date, though we didn't get much time together. I apologize for that.
Yes,
You'll be
well,
back tomorrow.
when you're
Cool.
flirting with princesses, it's hard for me to get a look in, but...
Orcs.
Ouch.
Oh, she's got
Look.
some-
Guys, what's going on here, guys? Are we all just chiming in on this? Okay. Takami, look. There's a persona that has to be played when we're on the job. There's something that's, we've got to be in the zone, and I was simply doing that for information. I really look forward to seeing you tomorrow, but we need to go get some rest and then get ready to interrogate this fool. Tomorrow, we'll see you there, though. But hey, like I said, you were great. This was awesome. You're awesome. Right, guys?
She's going to look at you, chuckle, and
Totally.
you are still so easy to wind up. Well done, all of you.
I'll
Well
do a
done.
little Japanese bow to her.
And she
That goes
will
out.
return the bow. Get some rest. I'll see you all tomorrow. And she jumps onto a rooftop and is gone.
She must really like you, man. Because I get the feeling she would just roundhouse kick you in the head otherwise.
That's a strange What? Why would you have that feeling, Lex? That doesn't
Lex,
feel-
do you wonder if she does that? Is it going to be like golf, where his skull is just going to go? Ding? I'm
What?
sorry,
My first
Edges. I'm
question is,
curious.
what is
I
golf?
just was interested.
What's golf? I
What
agree
is
with
golf?
Lex.
You have not played golf. The elves created this wonderful pastime. You've not seen it before.
Of course they did. Those slow
Surely it'd be the
bastards.
dwarves because they're Scottish.
Please tell me there's a Scottish elf.
There is now. To be fair, though, I suppose smithing a golf club would be, it's not really a dwarf thing, is it? It'd have to be an elven wood. You'd do it with a wood for a start, wouldn't it? It'd have to be elven wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'd be very delicate, created out of like Ethereum and all that lot. Yeah.
And then,
Also, I
and then
imagine elves.
elven druids would make the fairways and the putting greens.
Exactly. You see,
I imagine-
we've got it all down
elves
pat.
would be
So
super
I full-
slow moving. They don't care about time, so they're like, "Fuck it, let's play a game of golf for the next 2 years."
There's still
230
Yeah.
hole course here.
yeah.
Let's go for it.
There's still a championship going on from last century.
Exactly.
Very
PGA
good
Tour
then.
lasts
So,
100 years.
as you all have this strange conversation, what's everybody's armor class?
Oh fuck!
Why do you have that for?
What the fuck, dude?
I
Mine's
mean, how
31.
rude. And I think I can
31.
remember.
No, it's not.
It's 11.
Jesus. I'm pretty sure I did. Are we in the same day as when the ball happened?
Yep. So you still have
Cool.
mage
I still
armor
got
on.
my mage armor. Beautiful. That feels good. What's yours, Jules? I'm looking at my mage armor. 1 second.
I'm just double checking.
13 plus your dex modifier.
Seems to be a minor
Alright.
issue here, so bear with.
So I have 15. A strong 15.
And whatever mine's going to be, sorry, it's taken me a long time to get into this. It would just be my straight dex plus 10.
Wait.
It should just
Characters?
be your dex proficiency, I believe. So 10 plus your dex, I think. Let's go. For
Sorry,
that.
I am trying to find this, but
all right.
unfortunately,
It's
I'm
worth
having to do
remembering. There
something
we go.
before that.
Shit me, that took a while to press it. I don't have access to that page.
Yeah.
Were you looking at the campaign? Because I was looking at the campaign
trying to
and I
look.
tried to click on Jewel, and it was like, no, fuck you.
Yeah, it's basically saying
think
that I've
Dave
got I can't get to my character sheets, and I'm going to have to. I'm having to work out how to resubscribe.
Oh, okay, there we go.
It's
That's
really
what's
helpful.
happened.
So bear with.
Fun and games. Right, well, so tonight, then, for the sake of it, I don't think any of your
I
armor
think
class is
mine's
going
like
to be enough.
13.
Yeah.
I think that's about right.
So as you're all having this discussion, there is the briefest breath of wind, and all three of you feel blades plunge deep into your sides as assassins just appear and stick you. You're all going to take...
Fuck me.
Okay.
Is that the League of Shadows or
Wow.
some shit?
11... 17... 20 points of piercing damage.
Question. As they go to stab my skin, can I morph out of my skin in hopes that somehow my AC is higher because it's harder to hit a spine than it is a big old gut?
You can,
No.
but it's still not going to be enough as they rolled a 24 to hit.
Awesome. How much HP
sorry.
was that?
There's so many things I want to say.
20 points of damage in a surprise attack. Jewel, as the one stabs into you,
Yeah.
you just hear this whisper at your ear. The Veiled Viper says hello. And in a flash, they are gone.
Cool.
It's a veiled Viper.
The Veiled Viper.
Yeah. I think I'm probably while I'm guessing here because I'm trying to get to my character sheet still. I'm going to say that. Firstly, I will. Can I reaction half that?
I'm actually going to say no because it's a surprise attack. So even though
I'm
you've
also
got
checking
uncanny
whether I
dodge-
can be surprised. That was my next thing,
Interesting.
which is why I'm trying desperately to check. But I'll let
Odie,
you
in
know.
answer to your question on the chat, it was vitriolic sphere.
There you go.
Mine. Oh, vitriolic sphere.
That's
Is
the badger.
that a,
yeah.
is that a 5e spell?
Yes,
It is a 5e spell. It, like
it is a 5e spell.
it like D&D, like I don't know what you call it, like WotC canon, or is it like a map homebrew something?
It's not a homebrew spell. It is 5e core.
Beautiful.
And we would remember the Veiled Vipers as a pseudonym for the. What, I've forgotten what it's
So
called.
it's the Serpent's Cloak.
Serpent's Cloak.
Yeah, and there's usually one per city, but we were under the impression that there wasn't one in Union City. That is an interesting one. So yeah.
So while you are left then prone, bleeding on the floor, or wounded on the floor, we cut
Fuck you, Jewel!
across
What did you do?
the city and underground to where Kavan and Mara have been thrown into a cell, and a priest has just turned around and said to you, Kavan, you will see the light this day, and thank you for bringing us a noble. And they have disappeared. Now you and Mara are in adjacent cells, but separated right now. You've managed to drag the hood off your head that is there, and Mara's done the same as she just looks at you. Still lovely in her ball gown, slightly scuffed with dirt as you've landed in this dungeon. But what would you like to do?
In that moment where what happened, was that at this moment where my three homies took the shivs? Or was it we on the same timeline? Okay, in that moment,
Literally all happening in the same moment.
yeah, I feel an immense piercing pain in my side, and from our experiences, sharing each other's emotions, I know something has gone down, and I know that it's either one of them has been very, very seriously hurt, because this is an intense feeling, or multiple of the group are injured right now. So I have that in my head, and I look up and I say to Mara, "Are you? I'm sorry, Mara. Are you okay?
She brushes herself down. I am fine, Kavan. Where are we? And who is that?
So, I wish I didn't have to tell you this. There is... I mean, you know my background.
I do.
I didn't want... You shouldn't have picked me. We should have... We should have had some sort of moment in time, and then I should have... No, Mara. No. This is...
She's going to run up to the cage that separates you now, and it's just going to reach through. Come here.
I take a step forward. Mara, you don't... This happens to just about every fucking person I ever have cared about. I bring... I'm so sorry.
Kavan, if you care about me, then get me out. Do not let this be where we die.
Okay. All right, let's count our resources. Let's see what we can fucking do to get out of this place.
So she, at this point, is going to lift up her skirt quite high, and she has, much like Jewel had, this garter on her thigh, which she takes out a small dagger, but also takes out a small pack of tools. I think I can get myself out of this cell.
If you can get you out, then you can get me out, or hand it to me and I'll do the same.
Give me just a second. Keep an eye out. And she's gonna just sidle up to the cell door and reaches these thieves' tools forward and a lockpick and is working backwards, but you see her just close her eyes and begin to go and work at the lock. And... natural one with the first one where she just... Fuck! I have 2 more of these left. So she goes to the second.
Hang on, before she goes for the second. Before she goes for the second. I say, stop, Mara. Look at me. You can do this. We can do this. You take care of your business, and I'll make sure I get us the fuck out of here. You just concentrate on doing what you do, and I'll get us the fuck out of here.
Together again, Kavan. And this time she closes her eyes, she focuses and unlocks the cell door, and very silently, as silently as she can, there's the slightest creak of metal. She just then slinks out from the cell. Whew. Your turn.
Do you want me to do it, or are you gonna...
How good are you at lockpicking?
What? Hand me the fucking thing.
Okay. She hands you the tools.
No, no, fucking you do it. You do it. I'll just break the fucking thing.
Just keep an eye out. And she's gonna kneel down really closely at the lock, sort of looks at you in your tux and shakes her head for a moment. She gets distracted and then continues to go for it. With a 19 on that one. Sort of opens the door. Well, that solves one problem. Now where the fuck are we?
Can I roll history just to understand how much experience I have in this place?
You can indeed. Roll me a history check.
Hang on a second. Okay, that's an 8.
An 8, which is apt.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Doesn't
Sorry.
seem...
Hang on.
Go on.
That was a yeah. It's actually a 6. It's actually a 6 because I didn't roll history. I just rolled a D20 minus 2.
That's okay. Yes, apt then is, in all your time in the orphanage, this looks nothing like any of the areas in the orphanage. This is black flagstone floors, stone walls around you. Make me a nature check, please, or a survival check I will allow.
Okay. Fuck me. That was a 1. +4 is a 5. Fuck's sake. Not making it easy.
The stress of this situation getting to Kavan right now. Mara's just going to place a gentle hand on your shoulder. Kavan, my love, breathe. We just need to get out of here. There is a staircase there, which your priest friend went up. It looks like there is a doorway in the corner.
I start having a little bit of PTSD of being under the thumb of the Order of the Right Hand, and my coping mechanism when I was 8 through 11 years old was to rock. And you can just see me doing that and not really listening to Mara for a second, as I'm trying to find Paragon the Exemplar right now.
Okay, make me a religion check then, please.
That's an 8.
An 8. In this moment, you reach out to Paragon, and it's almost like there's some resistance, something blocking you from reaching your deity. And seeing you struggle, Mara is just going to step in front of you, take your face in her hands, and doing the only thing she knows to help you in this moment is going to kiss you.
I feel her lips. I try to get in that space where her lips are like nothing that I experience in this life, but there's a bit of my trauma that's a filter right now through there, and I open my eyes and I'm still rocking, and I see her, but I don't see her for what she is to me. And I say, I don't know if we're safe. I don't know if we can.
Not safe right now, Kavan. We need to get out.
Mara, just give me a second. Just give me a second, please. And I look at her and I say, just give me a second. And I get down. I take a step back. And I get down on a knee and I lower my head. And I get into my ritualistic space, the best space that I can, to find Paragon, to cut through all of this fucking bullshit right now. The noise that I have dealt with my entire life. And I have been able to cut through this in the past. I've been able to cut through the pain. I've been able to cut through immediate pain that's being imposed on me in real time. And I've been able to find Paragon. And I haven't had to do this for a while, but I know how to do this. And I'm going for it. I'm doing the thing that I do.
Okay. So I just press various buttons around here. I am going to say then, roll me a strength-based religion check. Go on.
No, while I'm down here, I'm using the mantra that I have used my entire childhood, and at times in my adulthood when I've needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, Paragon, I felt forsaken by everything but you. Do not forsake me in this moment. And I keep repeating that.
Okay. Maybe a strength-based religion check, and this is more strength of will, but that strength of will from you comes from that inner strength.
So strength-based religion, help me on that. Am I rolling?
So a strength-based religion check is basically you roll a d20, you add your strength modifier, and if you are proficient in religion, you will also add your proficiency bonus on top.
Okay. Okay, here we go. That's a 23. I'm not proficient in religion.
In this moment, then, you manage to break through whatever resistance is there, and as you break through, you almost hear this sound of a woman laughing. But then you feel that guiding light, that shining light, that power of Paragon, and it's almost like you feel your friend Mace stood next to you in that moment as well. You remember the warmth of that fatherly embrace when you were in the fields with Paragon. And that calmed you.
I breathe in really deeply. I'm almost breathing in that warmth, and I can feel it permeating firstly into my lungs and then out through my upper torso and then my extremities as with each breath that I take in and then I exhale.
And Mara stood there with you. That's better. Right, Kavan. I am a noble of Union City. You are my date. Get me the fuck out of here.
I look at her. I'm still down on one knee, and she has bent down to kind of come to eye distance with me, eye level distance. And I look at her, and I say, yeah, this isn't about you having to do anything. This is about me taking care of this situation right now. Not just for fucking right now, but for my past and for anyone that's fucking involved with this future. Let's get the fuck out of here. And I raise her up. We both stand up, and I'm feeling a lot better.
She smiles at you at this point. That's the Kavan I know. Now, stairs or door?
He went up the stairs. You choose. Either way, I'll lead.
In this moment, then, she is going to look at you, closes her eyes, and takes out a small pendant that she has. In fact, it would not be around her neck because she was in her dress, but she takes it out of her bag and just sort of clutches it, and you see there's a small, what looks like bird skull. She's just going to hold that. I need you. And as she then focuses, she's going to look at the stairs, look at the door. Let's not follow the priest. And she's going to start to lead you through the doorway, and as you go through the doorway, you enter into this sort of narrow 5-foot corridor. You see an archway ahead of you. In fact, have you got dark vision? You do not, because you are a human. So
as we're moving
she
through,
will take your hand. Go on.
Yeah, and as we're moving through that doorway, can I just do an inventory on how much they have taken off of me? Do I have any weapons on me right now?
So you went to the ball with nothing but your suit. Your quarterstaff, for example, would not be on you. I will let you decide whether you have hidden I think you've got hand axes as well, haven't you? A hand axe on you. Small enough to hide somewhere. But basically, they didn't search you. They have just captured you, bundled you into the back of a carriage, wrenched you out of the carriage, and bundled you into this this cell down here. You've been dragged through, so to speak, by a number of hands.
Yeah.
Then when your hood came off, you saw the priest that you'd headbutted, and they disappeared up the stairs.
So I pull the hand axe from behind, in my belt line behind me, and I just touch Mara, and I just raise my finger to her, to my lips, and come closer to her and say, I've got this. You've got that dagger. I can take both. If you... I'm not saying how... Is it just a thing that you carry, or can you fucking use that thing?
Kavan, you should know by now I am a woman of many talents. I know what I am doing with this.
When she says of many talents, I see the twinkle in her eye, and it does deliver the full impact. And I just have a little curl of my mouth and a smile, acknowledging exactly what she says. And I say, great, I'll lead the way. You be aware what's behind us. And good luck to us both. Let's go.
Very good. In this moment, then, as you go to lead, you realise, stepping through this archway, that you can't see what's ahead in the alleyway, as it is, in the corridor. It is dark. The only light you've got is actually one of the wall-mounted sconces that was in the dungeon behind you.
At that point, I acknowledge I can't see anything. I'm also aware that some creatures do have the gift or the skill of being able to see, and I just stop there for a second, and I put my hand, just sort of reaching out for Mara's hand, and I pull her close to me so her head is right by my ear. And I just turn to her and say, I can't see shit. Can you see anything?
I can. Shall I lead?
I don't want you to fucking lead, but we need to see.
Let's do this slightly differently then. She is going to... Yeah. She is going to turn and say, let's make it as if I was never here. She's going to place her hand on her chest and turns invisible, but whispers at your ear, I am still with you, Kavan.
She's disappeared?
She is turned invisible.
Okay. Yep. Do I know have I ever seen her able to do that?
Make me a history check, please.
Man, that's a 2.
It's a 2. You've never seen her directly turn invisible, but having seen that now and thinking about it, there's been moments where Mara's just disappeared from view, and you just assumed it was that part of the Black Veil sort of charm or whatever it is, that they were able to just blend into the shadows or blend into a crowd and disappear. Part of their intelligence nature, or the nature of there being an intelligence organisation. In this moment, you realise there's probably something more magical about Mara. You do feel a tug on your hand at this point as she does reach back, maintaining that concentration on invisibility just for shits and giggles. I know technically it would break it, but fuck it. And she's just going to say, this way. There is an archway up here. She leads you about sort of 25 feet forward, where you come to a crossroads. And she looks left, looks right, and looks straight ahead. Well, forward and left there are doorways. I think I see a longer corridor to the right.
Does any of this... Is this all still pitch black?
All still pitch black for you.
So I'm not seeing...
pockets of where you can see. In fact, to the right, you would see that there is a wall sconce burning further, probably around 30, probably nearer to 40, 50 feet down the corridor. So you can see light coming from that direction. You also see the light reflected off what looks like some form of metallic indentation in the wall or something down there.
Yeah, as this is unfamiliar territory to me, I'm just fucking pissed right now that it feels like my manhood is being fucked with right now because I can't see, and it's my key sense. But I don't have a choice. I just follow Mara and I whisper to her, "Whatever way you think is best, I'm right here."
I don't like going where I cannot see, so let's take the corridor. At least we can see what's coming ahead of us, and we know it is behind us. Closed doors and the dungeon. So she leads you along this corridor. You pass as you get close enough to see with that little light that there is, you see a wooden door on your left-hand side, and then about 10 feet beyond that, you see this grand gilded double doorway with these demonic-looking creatures carved into it with two cups held in their hands that stand out. And then you reach the wall sconce, and then there is another wooden door just beyond that, and then you reach an archway. And as you can see now with this light sort of behind you, your shadows are cast into this corridor and against the wall as you see that the corridor in front of you goes left and right. And in that moment you then hear a door creak behind you and close as a priest in brown robe steps out, sees you. What the hell are you doing out of your cell?
Who the fuck are you? I pull my axe out, and I, as we turn around, I make sure I step in front of what I think Mara is, where she was leading me, to make sure she's fully behind me.
Very good.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you?
He looks at you, sees the hand axe, and turns to run backwards as if he's going to raise an alarm.
I sprint. I know that we need to manage this particular priest. I sprint at him, and I take out a lot of my internal fury. So this isn't just to stop this priest, but this is to stop all of the priests from what they've been doing. And symbolically, he represents that as I swing.
Okay. Very good. Roll to hit them, please, as you dash after them, sort of dive after them, and swing with the hand axe.
That's a 16.
16 is going to hit. Roll damage, please.
6 damage.
6 damage. In this moment, then, you swing and you aim for the back of the neck and you strike in deep wound. Doesn't quite take the head off as you were planning on, but deals a deep wound, and this young-ish priest sort of falls to the side, coughing, and just
as he
stares
falls
up at you.
Yeah, as he falls, I'm trying to minimize any of the sound. So as he falls, I go to grab him, and as we go down, I shove my forearm into his mouth area.
Very good.
As
so
if I'm like trying to gag a fucking rabid dog or something like that, just shoving it deep into his mouth.
This moment, then, he's sort of coughing up blood, just the axe still embedded into his neck, and then you bearing down on him as he falls to the ground. He's not quite dead yet, and you see as his eyes sort of look at you, and his mouth goes to sort of form words, but he can't get those words out. You feel a flash of arcane energy that just washes over you and dissipates out. You've destroyed his ability to use verbal components in this moment. So that will be effectively his go. What would you like to do now?
Is he still conscious?
Barely, but yes.
Okay. As my forearm is in his mouth, I whisper down at him, I'm going to let this fucking out of your mouth. If you raise your voice, I will cut the rest of your neck off. Do you understand? Blink if you do.
Just blinks multiple times as blood continues to just sort of bubble up out of this wound.
I remove my forearm and I say, where the fuck are they?
Upstairs.
Is there any more down here?
Maybe.
If there are, and I say, be very careful with your answer. If there are, I will send help for you if I can. If there are, if you're lying, and I find out you're lying, I will make it my mission to fuck up the rest of your neck. Be careful what you say.
Okay. Anything else that you want to do?
No, I'm just listening.
In this moment, as you sort of stand up, he reaches into the belt of his robe, pulls out a malevolent-looking dagger, and goes to stab at you, but with an 8, I believe, is going to miss.
Yeah, and he fucked it. I'm swinging hard for the rest of his neck.
Very good. I'm going to say, because they are prone, roll with advantage then, please.
It's a 23.
23, absolutely. Roll damage.
And 8 points of damage as I swing for what looks like, the last remnants of what's keeping his head connected to his torso.
Absolutely. And in this moment, and there is just this spray of blood that splatters. Nice one, Dave. Thank you.
That was nice. That was really nice.
Up the wall as this priest's head just sort of rolls off to the side, and then you hear a voice at the side of you. Come on, Kevin. We cannot wait. Let's go. If I'm welcome.
I look at him, and I just have a moment of confliction. This whole journey of me being, or trying to be balanced, and really actually figuring what that is, and going into the depths of my violent side, gives me a moment of pause, but just a moment. As I turn to look at Mara,
Who's invisible still?
who's still invisible, but I can feel her touch, and I say to Paragon, balance in due time. Balance in due time. And I say, let's go.
I will say, as you reach out to Paragon then, given your previous check, there's a moment where there's almost like a flash of light that draws your attention, and around this priest's neck is a strange amulet.
I see that, and I reach down and grab it.
Very good. So you claim the amulet and sort of shove it in your pocket as then you and Mara off down the corridor and back to where
Can
you
I also
were.
Can I also grab his? Can I also grab his? Was it a sword or a dagger?
Dagger? A little dagger?
Yeah.
You can grab a dagger. It's just a standard rudimentary dagger, even though it looked quite ornate and malevolent. It's still a standard dagger. Mara is going to lead you, and you feel her pulling you towards the end of this corridor where you can turn left or right, and then she turns left, leads you up there, looks to the right. Shit! Another door. And runs back down where the corridor then goes left and right again, all the way down to the bottom, past your original sort of entry point into this corridor. Door on the left, and door immediately to our right, but this one is old. It's broken, and you can see it now. It's very mouldy and tarnished, cracked, battered, what was once a wooden door of sorts, but unlike the others you've passed, this one looks well out of use. Mara does just sort of push on it, and it opens up. Well, shall we try it?
Well, we already have. Yeah, let's. We're in now. Let's go. You get behind me now. Is there any light in there?
No.
Fuck. As she gets behind me, I open the door, just in case there's anything that attacks me first. And I take a step into the void, not seeing anything, with my axe in one hand and the dagger in the other hand. And here's what I'm doing, Matt. I am, since I've been 11, I've been a kid of the streets, and I have been able to fend for myself, not just in the city, but in the wilderness. And I have a pretty keen sense. My sense of hearing is pretty astute to anything. So I'm turning that up as high as I can right now to hear anything at all in this room as I step forward into the void and just listen for anything other than the silence of Mara behind me.
Okay. And it is that pure silence down here. And a pin drop would sound like an explosion down here, that level of silence. I'm going to ask you to make me a perception check with advantage, please.
First roll's a 19. Do you want me to go again?
Yeah, let's just see if you crit anyway.
No. Second roll, 17.
So with a 19, you just pause for a moment, close your eyes, and you're listening. And you can hear Mara's quiet breathing behind you, but you tune that out and just listen. And listen. And then you hear it. What sounds like water just dunk, dunk, steadily dripping. And it's somewhere ahead of you. I will say with that perception check, you now begin to feel forward on the walls, just probing forward. And eventually your hand just slips over one of the bricks in the wall and then pushes in, and you hear this stone on stone grates, and it is loud. And Mara's just gonna quite sharply whisper in your ear, "What the fuck are you doing?" Oh. And you can smell the damp smell of stale water. And that sound of dripping, dunk, dunk, now comes from this secret entrance or secret room, exit, whatever you found. You found a hidden door.
And as she's saying, "What the fuck are you?" And I'll go, "Shh, shh, shh, shh. Just listen, okay? Just listen. No, listen." And I point in that direction of the dripping water and the secret entrance. And I say, "Can you see anything?"
She leads you up sort of along the wall, and then, unbeknownst to you, she sort of peers in. You can just feel her hand on yours. It is an old corridor, maybe. It smells damp. It's almost like sewers.
Sewers. And that raises a bit of a flashbulb moment for me. I know the sewers of it's Union City. I've been down in the sewers of Union City. I've escaped. Now, it is a network down there, but at least I'm familiar with the height of the sewers and what an exit looks like out of the sewers. So when she says that, I say, "If it is, we may not have to meet any of them." And then I stop hang on. And I say, I'm not sure if I want to escape without meeting any of them, Mara. I've got a lifetime of fucking... And then I say, right, let's get the fuck out of here, and I'll come back when I'm ready to. If that's our way out, that's our way out.
Yes. We are unprepared. Let's come back when we are prepared.
Yeah.
I want revenge too, Kavan. I see what they do to you. And they don't just kidnap me lightly. I am a blackmail. There's a ladder down here. Let's see where that goes.
And I follow her down to the ladder, and still no vision, still pitch black.
Still pitch black, but at this point, Mara is going to become visible again. Well, if this is the sewers, let's see what we've got. And
I go first. I say that I'm going first, Mara. I'm going first.
Very good. So you climb about 15 feet up this ladder and meet a trapdoor of sorts. It's more of a metal grating, and you can feel it slick with water and moss and mildew. Make me a strength check, please.
Oh my god. Jesus, Tom, that's a fucking crit fail. It's a 1 + 6 is a 7.
I'll say as you go to push it the first time, your hand slips, and you sort of just catch the ladder. It's like, Kavan, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm a fucking K. And I'm thinking, every time I have an opportunity to show that I want to protect her, that I want to lead, I have to continually ask her for her help, which enrages me. And I know I'm going to have to do it again, because it looks like I can't just muscle this thing up. We might need her tools. So as I'm lowering down, I say, yeah, I'm fucking okay. It's I think it's locked. Why don't you try your tools, and if you can't do it, I'll try again. And I go back down and kind of step aside for her to step up. And I say to her, before she steps up, I say, just unlock it and then step back down. I want to open it and go through, just in case something's on the other side.
So she's going to sort of move her skirt to the side, and then she's going to step up onto the first rung and look to you. No peeking. I'm just going to waltz up to the top of the ladder.
And I say,
Kavan, go on.
Before she gets to the top, I say, there's no need to peek when you know what's underneath. And then I just kind of wink at her.
And she will gently whisper as she climbs, oh, what's not underneath? And gets to the top, and then she goes, Kavan, it's not locked. It's just stuck.
And I say, fuck's sake. I can't fucking do one thing right tonight.
Kavan, stop doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Let's just get out of here.
All right. Come on back down and I'll fucking get this thing out the way.
So she does go back down, and sort of takes your hand as you are there to help her off the ladder, smooths her skirts back down, and then as you step onto the bottom rung of the ladder, she's just going to place a kiss on your cheek and whisper in your ear, I believe in you, my love. You have this.
Yeah.
Let's get out.
Yeah. So I climb up the ladder, and this time, instead of kind of putting my hands up, I climb up so that I'm so up the ladder that my head is bent down, and I get my shoulder up to the door, so that I can kind of leverage my shoulder up with my legs to pop this thing if I need to.
Very good. I will say roll strength check with advantage then, please.
You also have a D6 of channel inspiration that I sent through Twitch, Tom.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm not sure I'll need it right now.
I'll allow that one.
That's That's
Just
a
to
dirty
showcase
20.
that people can do that as well. A dirty
Bardic
20, very good at this
inspiration
moment.
From afar.
Nice
Absolutely.
one.
You just are there and you just... and you feel this actual metal grate buckle around your muscular shoulders and then give way, and it sort of slams open. You hear from the bottom of the ladder, "Well, that was loud."
Yeah, no, I know. Shh. And I say, just 1 second. And I pull out
Okay.
my axe. I've got one hand on the ladder. I'm still below the surface, and I'm just listening now for anything that might be on the other side of this door. It could be a small creature. It could be just water running. It could be anything at all. But I'm locked in.
I will say you do hear the sound of that dripping water, and you can hear the chittering maybe of a rat or something. And as you then sort of feel around, you can feel a cylindrical tunnel of sorts, and you realise you're actually in an old, if not, well, maybe an old sewer pipe, but you're in a sewer pipe.
Yeah. I reach down for Mara, and as I'm climbing up, I kind of climb up and sit in the hole. My legs are still dangling down, and I reach, pull her up. But before she gets all the way up, I just lean down and I say, "I know you're probably okay with this, but I just want to check. It's gonna get messy, and there's stuff down here. There's probably some critters down here. Yeah, I just want to make sure you're okay with that. I mean, we don't have much of a choice, but just know that if you're not, just follow me."
So as she sort of gets so high to the point where her face is sort of level with yours, she reaches down, takes her heels off, clutches them in one hand. No, not leaving them here, but let's not get them filthy. And then looks at the dress. Takes her dagger, puts the heels in one hand, takes her dagger and just cuts off the bottom sort of 5 inches of the skirt of her dress. It was a one-time thing only.
At that moment, I just fucking realize how much I dig this chick. She is not only, she's got the long skirt and the fucking, she's got the fingernails, she's got the look, but she gets down and dirty when she needs to, and I fucking love it. So I just look at her and I smile and I say, "Right, no matter what comes our way, don't worry about it. I got it. You just follow me."
We've got it.
And I kind of lead the way in a direction that I think the water is flowing from.
So I'll say you use that keen sense of hearing with Mara's guidance to help you sort of almost see as you continue up this sewer pipe, and it does feel like you are going at an incline, and eventually you then start to see evenly spaced shafts of light ahead of you, and you realise you're back up to sort of just under city level now. And you can see pale moonlight shining through. It's sort of, as you get under one, you can see the pinkish hue in the sky, if you like, that denotes sunrise, early sunrise, but it is still nighttime at this point.
Yeah. And I don't even have to kind of say anything tomorrow. I know she switched on enough to know we're getting there as well. And I am drawing on my, I've been in this level of the sewers before, in hiding or under chase or just bedding down for for a night or something like that. So I know how to get out of here. I'm just looking for the appropriate exit.
Okay. So I will ask you now, if you were going to exit anywhere, where would you want it to be?
My inclination is in a place that is not well lit and is a place that is less traveled. based on all of the senses that are coming through. Any sounds leading toward a place, any light. So just looking
Would you be
for.
trying to get to a particular location at all?
Let's just get to a secluded place that once we get up there, I can rely on some of Mara's intel as well on, what the fuck's gone down and where we should probably be next. So I'm just going to get us hopefully into a safe little alcove, a little alleyway, a little something for us to be able to safely whisper and figure out what we're going to do from there.
Very good. I will say then you continue along this tunnel then, both you and Mara stepping carefully and avoiding the odd rat that's down here, and eventually you sort of look up through one grate and sort of see what looks like a secluded alley. In this one you just sort of push it up, slide it to the side, and then climb out, help Mara out, and you realise you're in the middle tier of the city.
Okay. I help her out. Kind of assess the street and to what extent are we undercover? Are we safe to have a bit of a communication about what the next step is?
So at the minute you are in this dark alleyway. There are buildings either side of you and sort of the back end of a building behind you that mean this has only got one entrance and exit. You are in a proper dead-end alleyway. It is shielded from the moonlight and the rising sun to the point where it's still dark down here. You can see the glow above the buildings and out into the city beyond ahead of you. But here it is quiet. It is hidden enough for you to have a quiet moment together.
Cool. As we kind of get ourselves out of the sewer and just kind of dust off the mud and dirt and whatever else, the detritus on us, and get to that place, we just stop in what feels like a little nook for us to have a conversation. But before we do, I just bring her close to me, and I say, "You were right. I could get you out of there." And I just give her a kiss and I say, "Thanks for believing in me."
I always believed in you, Kavan. Thank you for rescuing a damsel in distress. And she's going to wink and smile at you, and then sort of leans in for another kiss. And we will leave Mara and Kavan there for a second then, as we pan the camera back up to the top of the city. Our three detectives, having solved the crime, lying now with dagger wounds in their side next to a carriage that is devoid of footmen and people to drive it. The horses that are there to pull the carriage whinny and begin to toss their heads as they smell the blood. What are we doing in this moment, Lex, Jewel, and Edgius?
Cock has took off his little waistcoat and he's using it to pad the wound to try and stop the bleeding.
Make a medicine check for Cog then, please.
Oh, fucking hell. How bad.
Fuck you,
I always
Joel.
talk about-
They said they knew you.
I always talk
Why
about
did you
you.
do this to us, Joel?
So I'm going to say as well that
13.
nobody else had anything said to them but Jewel, and it was a whisper in her ear. That
Okay,
was a
yeah.
13 for Cog, yeah?
Yeah.
So Cog manages to sort of stuff his makeshift waistcoat and bow tie into there to the point where he sort of manages to staunch the bleeding enough that you're not going to bleed out or anything like that. You are in a stable state despite having taken significant damage from that dagger attack. I will say you all are surprised that you're still alive given that surprise attack, and it was almost, you get the impression it was meant as a warning or to have great impact without outright killing you.
I take it with a decently high perception I saw their magical retreat, even if I didn't see them arrive.
I will say you saw them disappear into shadow, yes.
Okay. Damn it. That hurt. And she's just going to grab the bottom of her dress and then just rip a strip of it off that's long enough to then go round her waist and... that'll do for now.
Do you think they were Vorn? Do you think they're sending a message? Or do you think...
That was the Serpent's Cloak. Bastards.
I thought we'd escaped them.
I thought we were fine in Union City.
I thought their reach didn't make it here. I thought they hadn't got this far.
I thought that Mara had made sure they weren't here. I hope that is still the case, but I'm guessing not. Oh, why do we not have any of our stuff here? Okay. Perhaps we need to get back and have some potions.
Guys, I'm
What?
seeing the light. I think I'm dying. He nicked my spine. Is my spine okay?
Farewell, Aegeus. It was a good
No.
ride.
He's already dead, you fool.
You suck. You suck so much, Jewel.
You
Fuck
know
you
that
too,
in your
lad.
in your current form, the only thing he can hit you is your spine. If not, you would be fine.
The songs of the gods call to me. I'm fucking with you. And he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on himself, and then he's gonna cast Cure Wounds
Nice.
on the other two as well. So
Very good,
for
then.
Danny, that's 12 points of healing for you, Danny.
Oh yeah.
That's 12 points of healing for you, Dave. And that's 10 points of healing for me.
Do you think
Thank you.
the Serpent's Cloak's working with Vaughn, or do you think it's just your past has caught up with you? Us.
Thank you. Sorry, and she just checks and she's like, it's no longer bleeding. Like, oh. Well, I would love to say that this is can't be coincidence. It is something we need to bear in mind, but we have also got many threads running alongside each other. Some intermingling I can believe is potential. I have said this before. For Klein to not use the Serpent's Cloak, I think would be a misstep on their part, so I fully understand that they may well be in collusion. And I will believe that until the Serpent's Cloak and Klein are eradicated. So
Maybe that was part of the ploy. The fact that they weren't in Union City before, maybe part of the ploy was get Mara out of the way, or the Black Veils out of the way, so the Serpent's Cloak can infiltrate Union City.
okay, but they did not go for the Black Veil. So what I mean, is it best if we know the Serpent's Cloak are here? Do we need to go and check on the Black Veils and make sure that nothing untoward has happened? Of course, we just need to know that Mara and Kavan escaped successfully, and just make sure they are. Edges, do you know where they went? I mean, I want to go and get my kit, but can we not just check they're okay before we bed down?
I will
Peace of mind.
concentrate and try and see if I can sense whether Kavan is okay, and he's still on this plane for a start.
Okay. Make me a straight wisdom check, please.
Coming at you with a 10.
He's on this plane.
Wow, guys.
You sense with a 10 that you can feel Kavan's emotions, but they're faint, sort of thing. It's not a crystal clear view into what Kavan's feeling at this moment, and it's sort of up, it's down. There's excitement, there's fear, there's anger, there's this turmoil of emotions that sort of washes over you very quickly, but you know that Kavan is at least on the same plane as you.
Well, he's definitely on this plane of existence for start. Maybe getting stabbed in the kidney is affecting me a little bit, but I feel like he's feeling a lot of emotions. Some good, some bad. I don't know what to make of that.
I'm starting to feel, when I tune into it now, I can feel it too, Lex. Just while you guys were talking, I just had a thought, and I feel like it's pretty pertinent. What douche snozzle names their secret organization the Serpent's Cloak? If that doesn't sound like a foreskin joke, I don't know what does. Anyone else thinking that?
Hey, I mean,
You know,
that is
Edges,
almost snake slander. They do give snakes a bad name, and I'm taking it as cultural appropriation.
Lex, I think you should. It's
I'm
a
sure-
microaggression.
I feel like that was a role-played attack on the DM, but yeah.
Do you know, Lex? I think a strongly worded letter is in order.
I agree.
Give me a pigeon.
Where's that message?
I mean, what are you going to do after you've had fun with the pigeon? Can we get into this?
I'm going to eat the pigeon and send a message.
Oh, shit me, that was the wrong button.
Can we get into this carriage and make our way to go and get our
I
kids?
want to get out of this tuxedo and give my gear.
Yes, I mean, I've been okay in this dress, but I feel, well, as I've just been stabbed in the spleen, a tad naked.
Oh, the spleen. That's oof. Ouch. Lex got the kidney, but you got the spleen? That's savage. You definitely got the worst
when
out
you
of
used to have a
us.
spleen? Is that what it is? You're having fond flashbacks of when you had organs?
Dude, I wish, man. Like the days when I do put on my skin, man, it feels so good to feel all those organs in there. It feels great.
It does not
really
feel
does.
great to be stabbed in them. I've got to be honest. Just, you know,
I'm not surprised.
the grass is greener. You know.
Did they leave the knife in, or is it still? Or have you
No,
The knives are definitely gone.
Oh, they took the knives with them. Thank you, Overseer Voice. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I didn't realise that was in character. That's my bad.
Whoops.
Should we? Well, here's my thoughts. While we're all in very much pain, Kavan and Mara were safe last time they went off together. I'm sure they're perfectly fine. What's the worst that could happen? You know what? Like some priests were to capture them or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps we were just at one of the ball created by run by the Black Veils, and somebody died. I'm just saying. We are a really rubbish detective agency if we do not know that everybody
speak
is
for yourself.
okay.
Wow, there's just. I mean, you said that out loud. We're on the street, Jules. Someone could have heard you say that.
Edgius, make me a
We
perception
solved the
check,
case
please.
in
I sincerely
one
hope
night.
we're already in the carriage at this point.
That's fair. That's fair.
Cogs at the front of the
I'll say
carriage.
you're
going,
entering
"Yeah,
into the
yeah,
carriage."
yeah," trying to make the horses go.
Perception is a 23.
23. As you follow the other two to go step into this carriage, then you turn your head to the side and you see a small shadow on the floor around the back of sort of the exit from the theatre.
I'm gonna
Like a bundle on the floor.
I'm gonna grab Lex's ass as he's like climbing into the carriage ahead of me, and I'm gonna like grab his trousers and be like, Lex, stop.
And then as my trousers fall down a little bit and you get a face full of crack, what the fuck are you doing?
We're just getting into the carriage, aren't we, Lex? Just getting in now. Ooh, these steps are high.
Yes, casually overacting normality as we get into a carriage. What are we doing?
Lex, do you see that shadow? Do you see the shadow, Lex?
Do I see the shadow?
Make me a perception check, please.
11?
Plus bardic inspiration is as Edgius grabs your head and goes, no, not there, and turns your head towards where the shadow is.
Very good.
Add another 2 to that, so I got 13.
Very good. You see a shadow on the floor. Looks like it might be a bundle or something just outside the exit to the theatre as well.
What is it?
Let's go. It's one of those bitches that stabbed us. Let's go fucking stab them.
As I'm walking over, I'll be charging a chromatic orb like inside my coat, so nobody can see what I'm doing. Getting ready. Fuck them up.
How are you gonna stab them with that? And then fucking whatever. Aegeus pulls his katana out of his skin again, and walks around the corner with Lex.
All right. Good point. I'll put the chromatic orb away, and I'll just start. You know, like how snakes protrude their fangs, and it'll start dripping. I'll do that. Ready to go. I do have daggers, but they're in the other coat.
They are in the other coat. Very good then. As you approach this small bundle, as you get closer and closer, there's a moment, Aegeus, where your foot slips as well, as sort of you step into some viscous liquid next to the bundle.
Who pissed on the floor?
As you reach down and go to see what this bundle is, you realise it's a small form, a small body, and you roll it over and you see the open eyes in fear of the corpse of little Timmy.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, motherfuckers.
Timmy,
Wow.
ow! Aegeus drops to his knee and just cradles the young boy in his arms and is like, "Who could have done this to you, my sweet little messenger? You were fast as anything, and God, your messages were accurate."
Aegeus, what is it?
Timmy's dead, Jewel. Timmy's dead. And I'm gonna hold up Timmy's lifeless body to Jewel.
Jewel's gonna like
As you
rush round and check. Like, how did he die?
So as you hold him up, something drops out of his hand. Jewel, make me a medicine check, please.
A medicine check is one of them.
Is he dead?
Oh.
Or like, is he like, tongue out like? Is he
You
cold?
can make me a medicine check as well if you want to try and figure it out. But
Yeah, 11.
11. 11 is enough for you to see the ligature mark around the throat where they've been garroted.
It's only a kid.
So, okay. Would Jules' very limited time at the Serpent's Cloak think that this was a standard thing of the Serpent's Cloak, or more connected with douche nozzle that we found before in the ball? Or wouldn't know.
Or is it priesty vibes?
I'm going to say you wouldn't really... It's not beyond the realms of any of those possibilities.
All right, yeah.
Sick.
Random question. Does anybody have a diamond?
Diamond. If we had a diamond, do you think we'd be doing this detective shit?
I have a spell scroll to bring him back, but it consumes a diamond. I could try and save him.
I mean, I've been heard that my singing voice is like a diamond.
Does it use any material components?
Good question. Matthew?
I don't think it does.
Well,
I think we've worked out it actually doesn't, and because it's a scroll, but however, I'm pretty sure he died more than a minute ago.
well, if you tell me that, fuck, alright. I didn't say anything about a diamond. I have a spell scroll. I could try and save him. But how long do you think he's been dead?
I think
Rules
it just
is
makes a
written
difference.
on spell scrolls. Then, if the spell is on your class's spell list, you can read the scroll and cast its spell without providing any material components.
Oh yeah. I suppose the
Is it a
spell
sorcerer's
scroll,
spell, then?
as it cost a bloody fortune, is the
Part
component.
of that sentence is it on your class spell list?
I don't think so.
Ew,
I'm a sorcerer, and I'm not gonna have
You are a
revivify.
sorcerer.
Surely revivify. Look,
No,
Lex,
Revivify is much more clerical, isn't it?
Look, Lex,
And
Jewel is
druidic,
gonna
but
die
I
at some
will double
point
check for
really
you.
soon. She just got stabbed. Jewel is definitely gonna die soon. We need to save that scroll.
I mean-
as much as I love Timmy, we need to.
Not gonna lie, Aegeus, that hurts more than the dagger. But also true.
I am sorry, but we just need to be looking out for the obvious.
Look, Aegeus and Lex, I'm sorry. I think they died a while ago. I'm sorry.
Jewel,
I will
what's that
say
by
with your
foot?
medicine check that the body has definitely begun to cool at this
Yeah.
point. So yes, you can.
Yeah.
And to answer the question, Revivify is not on the Sorcerer's spell list. I believe it would be available to a Celestial. Oh, that's a Warlock. Ignore me.
What
or a
about a
Divine Divine Soul Sorcerer, but.
Do bards have it in their list? Can I?
No, not happening. Never mind.
No, that's more wizard.
Well.
That's more wizard class, which again, wizards don't get healing spells. Healing is basically given from divinity. That's the way I remembered it in
He has just
D&D.
cure woundedness, so
True.
You enjoyed.
I
those
suppose
few
you're thinking
wounds
like
as
prayer
well,
of
Jewel.
healing.
It's
healing
not
hands
on
and
the
stuff.
Bard spell list either.
Oh,
Well, fuck my
That's
life.
not
What a
to say
useless
you
fucking
can't
spell.
cast it. It's not to say you can't
Fuck.
cast
Nah,
it.
Timmy's gone. Fuck him. He's dead.
It's just that there is
tried.
potential consequences from trying to cast it.
Yeah.
Jewel,
Which-
what's that by your foot? That thing that fell out of little Timmy's hand that was aptly described to us as something we should probably look at.
I pick it up.
Thank you all together
guys,
again.
woo!
Amazing to have you all here.
Just found a
Yes,
dead
you
kid.
join us. I should have said a warning right at the beginning as well. Child death right now. So just as a
It's too late
content
now. You can't do a
warning for
trigger
everyone.
warning after you've revealed a kid.
I know. I was meant to do it earlier, but just for the new folks that are joining, so I apologise.
I just won't hit the blood splatter thing because that's just taking it
Yeah,
too
let's
far.
not do that. So I will say then, as you reach down and find the item that has dropped out of Timmy's hand, you open up a piece of parchment which you sort of lean to the lights, and you read Aegeus's big friend Kavan taken, priest-looking dude, and it's in child scrawl.
Wow.
What's it say, Jewel?
It's hard to read. I think he must have been in a rush. Oh no, Kavan's been taken by the priests. I think he wrote this himself. I think he saw it. You asked him to stay outside, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, he did stay outside.
I think those bastards killed him. I mean, Timmy, not Kavan.
Not cat. Oh God, you
Ah,
you had me.
right. Okay, let's get our
The only way to
kids.
restore order is to kill those motherfuckers, and I'll take
Right.
Timmy off you if you allow me. I'll give him to the guards. Say, see, he gets a proper burial or put to rest.
So you bang on the door to find the guards, and
Just
the
handing
guards
over a
do
dead
come out
kid.
as you hand them the lifeless body of a child. See that he gets buried. Drung is just there like, what happened to the messenger boy?
I think that's pretty obvious.
From the back, you'll hear, killed by the priests.
Where do we find these priests?
There are multiple priests in the city. You have a certain type.
The
I'm
order
quite
of the
happy to go
Baptist.
march on their order.
The
Gut
order
feel
of the
which one
right
would kill
hand.
kids. Yeah. Oh, order of the right hand. Thank you.
Yeah, those are the ones. Kavan told me about them.
Order of the right hand. I will see that what is done must be done.
Oh, we are going there
Must
right
be
now.
done is done.
Drung, we are actually still on
Yeah.
duty. So you know that amazing job we just did inside there? We're about to go do it somewhere else. Can you direct us to the nearest Brotherhood of the Right Hand hangout
They
spot?
have an orphanage and a chapel in the middle tier. I suggest you get there before I do.
give us a head start and bring
Yeah.
someone to collect loads of bodies because there's going to be carnage.
Yeah. What he said.
There is.
We will leave a trail.
Oh, yes,
I promise
there
you.
is. Very good.
Wait. Did we all just admit to murder in front of the guy who's about to... Drunk, you never saw us. We were never here.
Aegeus, go and kill the bastards.
Sick and abyssal. And we'll turn
Joel
around
gets
and
into
hop on
the
cart.
into the back of the cart and is like, "Great, we don't even need a warrant," and just gets back in.
Very
Let's
good.
go back.
I
Let's
will
go back
say
to the
then,
tavern first,
as you
and then to the place.
very good. So as you try and get the cart down to the tavern, somebody's going to have to make an animal handling check for these horses.
I do believe that Cog and Lex are on charge of that one.
Yeah. 15.
Let's put all our hands into a metal
15.
ball.
Fuck me, there we go. Lex sidles into the front seat and just yeah, woof, and off go. Very good. And the carriage sort of starts bouncing around and descending the tiers as Lex just fucking pedal to the metal, just woof, off he goes. Very good. We will
Where's our
take
moose?
a short break then. They are tied up outside the altar.
We always forget
Need a
about the
long
moose.
rest.
Always
guys.
forget that.
So you head back towards the Jarl's Hearth, and that's where we will take a short break. Kavan, in fact, before we take a short break, Kavan, where would you be heading with Mara? I know you said you were kind of going to leave it to Mara, but in this moment, given everything that's happened, where would you be heading? Where would you want to head?
How much time has passed since we've been taken and then escaped and back on the streets?
A number of hours.
Knowing my boys, let's go. I was going to say let's go back to the scene of to kind of heading in the direction of the crime, but it's been a couple of hours. Yeah, let's. What is the directional difference between where we're staying overnight, that the pub, and the actual
So the
location of
theatre
the ball?
where the ball was is in the top tier of the city, the highest tier of the city. The Jarl's Hearth is in the lowest tier of the city. So you can
they're
either go
opposite.
up or you can go down.
Yeah.
And you're in the middle tier right now.
Yeah. I turn to Mara and I say, okay, look, this was my city, and if we were back a few years ago, I could ask some people and I could get some information pretty quickly. It's not my city anymore. I'm thinking go back to the scene of the crime, but if you have some intel on where and what has gone down, let's get it as soon as possible.
It's going to take me some time to...
We don't have fucking time. We don't have fucking time. I just want to make sure that I'm going to make sure my group is okay. Let's go. Let's head back to the scene.
Okay. I'll say you then begin to sort of sneak out and head up towards the top tier of the city, and at this point you just see a carriage going rocket down.
Yep.
And you see
Completely
Lex
out
at the
of
front
control.
just sort of...
I wave. I try to make a gesture for Lex to have seen anything that looks like Kavan in that instant that he's fucking raging forward.
Make me a perception check, Lex.
11.
11. I will say, you see somebody waving at you, and you continue on for a minute or two before going, shit, that was Kavan, and pulling back on the reins really hard just to try and slow these horses down.
Make an
me
ABS
another
check.
animal handling check, please.
Lex, what the
17.
fuck is going on out
There we
there?
go.
17. There's a moment where Edgius and Lex are going, what the fuck is going on? And then this carriage comes to a dead stop.
Union City witnesses the first horse and carriage U-turn it's ever seen.
We're making our way down the road as well, so you can see us making our way down the road as well.
Tokyo Drift style.
Kavan and Mara come darting down the road and sort of, without saying a word, Kavan, you step up the steps, open the door, half throw Mara in, and then close, and you're all sat
Is she
there.
still invisible?
No, she turned visible a while ago.
Otherwise, it's like Jill just
before
gets
we got
locked
into the
by this
sewers.
invisible woman.
But what you do see is Mara sat there, a little bit dusty and dirty. She's got her heels in her hand, her feet are mucky. The bottom of her dress has been cut off. She's going to sit there, cross her legs, look at all of you. Don't ask. Just don't ask. And that's where we will take our break.
Oh, I love it.
Top first half, fellas. Amazing. So, well done. Before we do go to break, again, I want to thank the Raiders. Thank you so much, Roll Together, for joining us. I caught the first half of your stream earlier. Really good fun. Second episode as well. So, please go check that out if you've not already, folks. For anybody who is listening on the podcast, during the break, there is something special just for you. So please do listen to the adverts during the break. There is a giveaway just for the podcast folks, which we are running to the end of April. Thanks to our good friends at Trade and Tested as well. So do stick around for that. Please stick around for the second half as well. There is much more to come. Looks like we're going to go and try and raise a full priest order at this point. So yeah,
Sounds dirty.
stick around for
The
part
priests are going to
2.
find out what it's like to get fucked up. I'll rein myself in.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad you did. But there we go. Yes. So join us for part 2. We'll be back in a few minutes. Love you all. Yeah. See you in a few. Hey yo. There we go. Thank you for bearing with us there while we dealt with some tech gremlins or tech goblins, tech kobolds. Who the fuck knows? So yes, thank you for sticking with us as well. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed part 1. If you're listening on the podcast, then yes, hopefully I need another whiskey. Clearly, hopefully you caught our little giveaway. Well, there's the clip for this week. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck me. Right, yes, there we go. Dave's lost his shit now, that's it. We've just broken Dave. Amazing. Yes. Posture check, folks. Posture check.
Oh.
Everybody stretch. Everybody good? Posture check. Thank you very much for that redemption there. Lovely to see people using stuff within the chat as well. I'll say, the bits. Wrathstrike
Channel
nuggets are there
points.
for you to use.
Get your bits
Channel
out for
points,
the
thank
lads.
you. I'm not a Twitch master, I'm a dungeon master, so there we go. Yes, please go and redeem those channel points for all the extra goodies they provide. Now, we left with the 4 of you barreling back towards the Jarl's Hearth. I'm going to have another sip of whiskey in a minute just so I can get my words out. Fuck off. Oh, fuck me. Yes, as Laura Bailey would say, fuck me running. Anyway, barreling back towards the Jarl's Hearth, with Mara and Kavan now in the carriage as well, as Mara has entered and just sort of said, don't ask. But we join the party then as they are barreling back towards the Jarl's Hearth. And what do folks want to do?
I would like to ask.
You would like to ask what?
She told me not to ask, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask a lot of questions. But first, I'm going to give Kavan
And at this point,
an awkward hug.
very good.
I haven't
You will
figured out
notice
how to
she
hug
sort of
properly
crosses.
Yet, so it's like it'd be like how one of the Muppets hugs people, you know, just like a weird lean on them.
As Lex does
So
that,
she does sort of slide her skirt
I,
up and puts the dagger back in the little garter and then smooths the skirts back down.
as Lexus gives me the hug, I remember that that almost like paranormal message that was sent to me, and I reach around and I remember it was on my right
Reach is
side.
not appropriate time for a reach around.
Not in any kind of like rusty trumpet type of way or anything like that. I'm just reaching to kind of get. It's not anything like that. It's just to kind of get a. Come on, fellas, fucking lock it up here. Tighten your shit up.
While you're hugging Lex.
Right, fuck it. Everybody back in the room. Let's get this shit in the room. Fuck me.
No, I'm just kind of just making sure that I'm aware that in a passive way that he's okay. That space that I felt real pain. That I felt it was a piercing pain. And I do see that he's a little bit sensitive there.
And you'll
And I'm just like
sticky with blood.
Yeah, and I just say, "You're right."
I suppose I am now. We did get attacked by assassins, but you know we're okay. But where the hell have you been?
Yeah, no, we were, we got kidnapped, and I kind of
By assassins?
hooded, and I know it was the fucking priests. It was my priests, and so anyway, we're back. We're back. We didn't have any real encounter. There was one situation, but I think to some extent they know we were there and they know we're gone. But I don't think that. Dude, we can handle the priests. They're fucking priests. They
You're right,
only
Kavan.
prey on the weak.
We are going to handle them, for sure.
No. Wait. I'm sure you've discussed this. Let me just invite or maybe just recommend that we have a bit of other perspective. There are different altitudes of perspective here, and Mara is probably sitting at the highest altitude, and Mara, the priests, back at the priests, or are there other things, other fish to fry?
Let me just throw this out there, Kavan. Two things one evening, very strange. First of all, you get captured by priests, and they just let you escape. There wasn't even, like, you're saying that you encountered one of them. There wasn't. Was that the one that was watching you? Was there one watching you while they had you captured?
I mean, I wouldn't say they let us escape. It was more of a, I relied on Mara's ability to read the room, and we got out without creating much of a distraction. And so I think we got out. We escaped without any kind of real detection. So they're probably well aware that we're gone.
But this is my issue, Kavan. Two things that are bothering me about this. Not only did you get kidnapped, which they did extremely well. You and Mara, who, like you just said, have high skill levels, were easily kidnapped. Then after that, you somehow were easily allowed to escape. And then at the exact same time, across the city, we are attacked by, as Lex said, assassins. But the job of an assassin is to kill people. All three of us are left standing. Either the secret organizations in this city suck at what they're doing, like absolutely are just terrible, or something else here is going on. But here's what I would say. My thought after something you said really triggered this thought, and Lex and Jewel, I'd love your input on this. But they will know you're now gone, so they'll be looking for you. I do not see any point in us going to the priests if they're going to be looking for Kavan. If they want Kavan, why would we go to the priests? It feels like our best job is to actually find a good place to hide. I
understand, but we literally were just ambushed. Are you happy for that to happen again? I mean, unless you have anywhere where we can intentionally, potentially waste days staying for the perfect ambush that we can provide, I think we just take the fight to them. And yes, Mara, Look, please understand. We have already apprehended the individual who caused a calamity at the ball, and we understand that is essentially, for the moment, done with. There is more to follow up on that. But you were both kidnapped, and we want to make that right, as well as the fact that Timmy was killed by them because he saw them take you two. I'm sorry, but these are the vilest creatures that we need to deal with.
Jewel, can I just say something?
Please, Kevin. I know my emotions are getting to me right now.
Yeah, well, look, if there is anyone that wants to go back and lay waste to those creatures that call themselves priests, it is me. But do we want to win the battle? Do we want to win the fucking war? There's one person here.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, let me just fucking... Yeah. Let me... Look, we're all talking. The one in the room that's not talking probably knows the most. So let's just defer for a fucking second and let's get some insight, and then we go forward. Jewel, if the insight is we go back, I am leading the way and I'm chopping heads. But let's do one... Yeah. So, Mara, where are we? What should we do from your perspective? If you don't know, then we will decide. But give us some insight on what you do know.
Well, first of all, I think we need to... you said assassins. That is not allowed in my city.
The Serpent's Cloak, for sure.
Yeah.
We say assassins, but they didn't assassinate anyone.
They damn well tried.
They did not choose to kill you, then I am assuming they meant to send a message.
A message indeed, yes. A message I intend to reply.
You will not be replying on your own, in this sense. I pride myself on knowing within the city, on intelligence, on information, for assassins to sneak in and target those who are, well, kind of under the protection of my house, is not good. As for your priests, Kavan, I have kept a close eye on them since you told me about them. We knew they were doing something. We did not know what. There is some secrecy around them, something that protects them, guards them, blocks our vision. You say they killed a child?
Yes.
Those motherfuckers. They keep ruining kids' lives.
I'm sorry, Mara, you have just said something very similar to someone else we have heard say. You are saying you struggle to see what they do. Did I hear that correctly?
Would that be via magical means as well, as a magical sight?
Oh no, we are not clairvoyants, or... I have some magical skill, as do others in the family, but we are information gatherers. We have not been able to penetrate into their organization enough to see what is going on. There have been missing children. They are orphans, so they go unnoticed. It's not like they have parents looking for them.
In the realm of the information you know of this city, are you saying that there is a black dot on this map of information?
Given where we have been, Kavan, I would say not on the map, but under it.
Yeah, it's been a place I lived under their roof for years, and it was not a place I was aware of.
Let's just piece all this together, right?
Lex Edges, I'm going to revise what I said. There are no coincidences. I'm sorry, but
right.
I believed it could have been. I now am sure it is not.
We were attacked by assassins that disappeared into the shadows on behalf of the Serpent's Cloak. Vorn was working with Shadow Fawn, Shadow Shadowthorn? Fucking hell. Shadowthorn, who also works out of the shadows. Priests are protected by a higher power, and they can't infiltrate them, and they've killed a kid who's a witness, and children are going missing. Shadows were stealing children from the other cities to suck their life force and fuel whatever Shadowthorn was doing. It's got to be all connected.
And all of this happened at the exact moment that they decided to kidnap Mara, the only person who is not going to take for any other shadowness.
The person who knows the most about them is Mara. Only.
On that point, they did not know who I was. When we were thrown into the cell,
Okay.
they called your name, Kavan. They just said no.
So you were collateral damage, right? Okay.
Okay. Well,
Either way, though, it's all connected, right?
bonus.
We're actually our higher purpose, not just revenge for Kavan. It's actually part of our primary directive.
I love the ideas. Love what you're saying, Lex. Love what's coming. Love the energy in the cart right now, guys. Real good energy in the cart right now. My thought is, what's the next move? What are we thinking? Are we thinking priests? Are we thinking we go to that jail and we talk to the slithery dude? Do we try and find out more about the serpent's cloak here? Mara, anyone?
I was going to say,
What do we
Mara,
I think you've got the right order.
Yes, if I understand, the questioning of the individual we found, we were speaking to some of the other families there, is something that is going to happen tomorrow once everyone is rested, and it is going to be a private sort of court hearing. I don't know what exactly you would call it, but a jury of the families, perhaps.
It will be an interrogation. The nobles, they dance around words. This individual will be tortured for information. It's not two ways about it.
Okay, fine. Then I'm sorry, but in the meantime, I am running on adrenaline and quite happy to grab my stuff and go straight for these individuals, because they could come straight after you, Kavan.
I don't care.
Interrogation delayed.
Bring it on.
I was actually
No, you can bring it on.
I was actually going to say, Mara, let's not delay the interrogation. If anything, we might want to do it earlier, because if we're in a room full of nobles, who are leading an investigation with their own needs, their own wants, their own, agendas, then who knows which way that goes, what information is given. Maybe if we go sooner, then we could maybe use our interrogation, our abilities of deduction with this person. I'm concerned for two reasons. If we go into wherever these priests were, Kavan, wherever they were, and let's say, I don't know, just on an off night, there's maybe 50 to 100 of them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm feeling strong tonight, but I did just straight up deflect Alex's lightning bolt at a dude back at that ball, if you remember, and also threw Jewel a shadow blade that I made out of pure shadowy essence from some otherworldly thing that I encountered when we touched that star thing. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit drained. Not that I don't want to go in and fight a bunch of priests, because fuck those guys, but I'm just throwing it out there. It's just a thought. We need to consider all angles here. If the priests are the one, let's go fuck them up and let's get some information, but we need to do it before the morning. My thoughts are, let's try and get to that interrogation before he goes in front of all those people. Mara, I'm not sure if you've experienced similar situations, but I've seen these kinds of things get swayed by nobility and politics before.
It happens often. We are heading in the wrong direction, or we are heading down.
We have to go and collect our stuff, whatever. I am not being ambushed again. I'm sorry, Mara. We are going to collect our equipment.
This is fine by me. As I say, I can have this individual held and have the trial delayed until you deal, if you wish to go and deal with these priests, or...
I prefer this option. If we either have it delayed and we can either get in there first for interrogation, I believe it will wrinkle a few feathers if the other families do not get to be part of an interrogation. They do not need to believe it is the only one. But that can be delayed until we have sorted this out. We are not going to be safe even for a night. There is the fact that you have already got out, Kavan. They are going to be begging for your blood.
Well,
We need.
Where's-
We may
about-
even be able to get in before they even know you have gone. That is going to be an incredible opportunity to keep them with their pants down. Excuse me, Lex. I know that you had something about that. I don't know.
I mean, we did leave a corpse behind, so
They could be all asleep. I don't know.
this is a valid point.
Lex, what's your thoughts?
Either way, we need to go back, get our stuff. I can't. I've got no equipment. I need my suit.
Okay.
I think
And
it's
then
all
after
connected,
that?
so I think we need to do all of the above. The order of which I'm open to suggestion, to be honest, because you're right. If that chapel or the den of priests is more than we anticipate, I am pretty tapped out on resources, to be honest.
Kavan, you picked
So
something
maybe,
up the corpse, did you not?
I did. Well, what about it? I pull it out of my pocket.
Okay, Kavan pulls out an amulet of sorts, which on the face of it has a symbol similar to Paragon, but Kavan, as you sort of take it out, you realise you can actually push that symbol aside, and it unveils a different symbol. I'm going to ask everybody to make me religion checks as I sip some more whiskey and get my fucking words out of my mouth.
The whiskey, the more whiskey is what's making it worse, Matt. That's
No, it isn't. It always helps. It always helps a line. I don't know what you're on
Do
about.
not blaspheme on this stream.
That's an 8
What
for
we
me, and I'll be
Religion.
right back.
fucking religion.
Yes,
God.
please.
Fuck's sake.
18, baby. Give me that religion. Edgius knows this story.
Yeah, I got a 7.
I've got a
No, sorry,
15.
5.
5, 15. Lex and Edgius, then. You're both well versed in the nature of the world. You've also both touched darkness at one point or another. The symbol in front of you is one that is more rumour, more myth, more legend than fact, but one that has always intrigued you both when you've read about it, and it's the symbol of the Temptress of Sin.
Oh. Kinky.
Also known
I was
as
going
the
to say I
mother
would pay good money
of-
for an hour with her.
also known as the mother of incubi and succubi, also known as Lilith.
That's such an anticlimactic
Is she-
name. Damn, Lily.
Is she a serpent
What's
goddess?
up, Lily?
Is she a serpent? Is she a serpent goddess or not?
No.
Temptress of Sin.
What are you guys looking
the
at?
15 and the 18, you are familiar with her story of being some form of demonic entity, one that tempts individuals and draws them in.
Spill the beans, Edgius. You're frozen looking at this thing.
Oh, sorry. I
The
was
final
just
point
deep.
I'll give to you, sorry Lex, is that she was supposedly one of the old gods among the same time that Kronos walked the earth. Or walked the planet, I should say.
Well, from what I can tell, Kavan, that symbol there belongs to her name was Lily the Sinful, or Temptress of Sin, and she. But here's what's weird, Lex. I'm not sure you have a puzzled look on your face too. What I know about Lily the Sinner is that she is indeed demonic of some sorts, or comes from some sort of dark,
Yeah.
demony type shit. Now, let me. Does this tell us anything that these priests are being governed by something else, or does it mean that they're even more connected to what we've already found so far, Lex? What would you say?
I would say probably both. She is one of the old
It's
guards.
certainly not with your god, Kavan.
She is one of the old guards, about the same time as Kronos, so she is an old, ancient power. And if these guys worship her, it could all be linked to Shadowthorn, the Shrouded Lord, all of this. It could all be serving this higher power.
Whatever power they're serving,
old gods.
it doesn't excuse what they've done to hundreds of kids in the city.
It just reconfirms they must be stopped.
Look, if all things are equal, let's go to the fucking priests.
I vote priests first. We go from the bottom tier to get our kit, middle tier, slice some throats. Forgive me for being all bloody tonight, it is just what has happened. And then, well, we can go from there, but perhaps delaying the interrogation will be good.
Well, to be honest, we've got to go back to the top tier for the interrogation, and if we're going to the bottom tier to get our supplies, it's literally on the way, so we might as well kill the priests on the way.
Agreed. Agreed.
Let me ask you this final point though. And you guys can tell for the first time in a while, Aegeus is just a little bit, like we've done, it always has felt like we're doing things for the right reasons based on our journey. Though I know that this troubles Kavan, there's stuff that troubles many of us, but being the judge, jury, and executioner as Aegeus is the detective doesn't always feel the exact right thing. And he's a little bit worried, but he turns to Kavan and goes, if we're going to do this, we've got to do this right. These priests probably spread far and wide across the land of Elnath. Let me ask, is this the serpent's head? Are we getting its head? Sorry, Lex, that was so insensitive of me. I really didn't even think.
I get the metaphor. I get the metaphor.
Aegeus, you have a fair point. Are you saying we take this out it with us, or are you worried that it might be more of the mythical Hydra, and we make a problem for ourselves?
I'm saying that if we're gonna do this, let's stop it. If there's any chance that we fuck this and they come back, or there's more of them, or anything like that, not only have we just made a deeper enemy for ourselves. At this point, as far as Mara said, they only know Kavan. They don't even know Mara, who is one of the most famous people in this city, and they definitely won't know us. So I'm not saying let's stop. I'm saying let's go kill some priests. But I want to make sure that we're chopping the head off of this Hydra, and the last head.
Lex, you have a thought?
I just had a panic because now I know these priests are more powerful than we anticipated. We have told the city guard about them, and the city guard said they were going to storm the chapel.
That was going to be my next point. So I think that we have one or two options. We go in as the front of the battering ram. We know that the rest are coming behind. Or we get in, we cripple them, but we become more of a bit of an entry team. And we try and we just take down whoever's in our way, because we keep to our initial goal of our company. We gather information, and if a few people get in our way, I don't think any of us are going to shed a tear.
So we kill in self-defense. Yeah.
Aegeus, does this help? I know you were looking a little uneasy before, and I know that I'm trying to revert back to my non-bloodlust ideals. So perhaps we simply try and find out the information we are looking for, what they are doing, any connections we can find, and so be it if any of them get in our way. Does this sit a little easier?
I think that's not a bad shout. I think so. So the answer here is we're not chopping off the head, but instead gathering information so that if they are connected to this overarching problem that we have going on in our lives, we at least know another angle of attack that they have upon various different locations as well as ourselves.
At the very least, we're going to remove their grip hold on this city and remove a faction of theirs from their wider organization. I mean, they're already an enemy of ours via Kavan anyway, so
Yeah.
And again, yes, we have the possibility that the city guards coming to wipe them out will mean that whatever we do, no one will know. So let's take the metaphor of, instead of cutting off the head of the snake, we are going in and cutting the spine. Let's hope that we therefore get away without anyone really knowing, and we can move on. And I hope that the city guards afterwards will sweep up the mess and mean that they foreclose this church for good.
And can I just say, Edgius, you were the voice of reason just then. You talked us all off the ledge. That's real progress for you, my man.
Wait, where's Takami?
Takami will be proud of you.
And she was not here to see it. Oh no, Edgius! She's not going to believe any of us.
Son of a bitch, she's not going to believe us at all.
I feel like I am on the ledge, and we're going to go in there and get some clues, and I think I might need some help, fellas.
I mean, do you want to be pulled off the ledge? You know what I mean? And Kavan, do you? I mean,
part of me doesn't, Jewel. Part of me doesn't.
Okay,
part of me wants to jump.
What does your heart say? What seriously? If it says you want to stay there, I'll let you. Just this once.
My heart says to stay there and clean up as much of this mess as we can.
Then I stand behind you, Kavan. Honestly.
But also, if you want me to be the yin to your yang, I'll help balance you out.
I look to Lex and I say, when you tell me that's enough, I'll try to listen, Lex.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. Well, I can't promise.
Then, Kavan, I will, when I hear it too, I will be by your side to try and calm you down as well.
Kavan, just remember, questions first, then do your thing afterwards, but I got you. Mara, you should probably get somewhere safe. We're about to go in dirty, as they say.
How safe will you feel at our tavern?
The Jarl's Hearth?
No one would expect to find you there.
The hearth of the Jarl, indeed.
Indeed. I assume you have a room. I can
Most certainly.
get some rest.
Yes.
We have a key for it as well, which is right here. So we can lock you in, and that way you could be safe, you know.
I turn to Edgius and I say, Edge, she can handle herself. Let's just get her to the hearth, and Mara, if you need anything, send a message to us, but you'll be alright. You'll be alright.
I need one thing from you, Kavan. Survive.
Say it. I'll try.
No.
He will do better.
He will.
Do not.
He will do better.
Try. Survive.
I turn to Lex and I say, just let me know. And I turn to Mara and I say, as much as we can, we will survive. That's all I can give you, Mara.
And as you rock up outside the Jarl's Hearth now, you all step out to see the drunken mess of individuals who pay you no attention outside the Jarl's Hearth, and you step inside.
Jules, the first one to get out of the
Yeah.
car, does a proper, we are now on alert check.
Very good. Make me a perception check then, please. I'll say while you're doing that, and as everybody else disembarks, and there are Kavan and Mara sat still in the carriage, she's going to look at you, Kavan, and for the first time, there is a fear behind her eyes. I do not like this, but I know
Mark.
you have to do it.
Yeah. I think before we head out, The last time I went on my way, I did so because I thought that was the best thing to do. Please say no if that's how you feel, but will you really, truly be there when I come back?
My little misguided orphan. I never went anywhere anyway.
I come up close to her. I run my fingers through her hair. I give her a kiss on the lips and I say, I'll come back. Be safe. And we'll do the same.
I will hold you to that. Kavan Buckland. Be safe, my love.
And I put my forehead to her forehead. And I say...
And she'll close her eyes and lean in and just sort of breathe in.
I'll be back. And I step back, kiss her forehead, make sure that I've got all my weapons, and say, I've got to get with the guys. I'll see you in a bit.
Okay. She's going to step into the room at this point and just sort of looks around. I've slept in worse places. Good luck.
I imagine.
The planar did. Go on.
Finish that line. Perfectly set me up. Go for it.
I was going to say, good luck, the Planar Detective Agency. Survive this, solve the murder. I think rewards are well overdue.
I imagine at that moment we cut into like a Tim Burton style Batman suit up scene where Edgius like whips down his like suit trousers, pulls up like, leather jacket, puts on ring of deception, like throws Lex like his suit jacket, and I imagine we're doing like fast cuts and all that kind of stuff, and Jewel is like sliding dagger into the boot, like that kind of vibe. It's fucking super sick. I imagine Kavan
like swinging the cloak around like proper, fancy style and
Doctor Strange style.
Yeah.
And we'll grab. I assume everyone is grabbing all the shit. And
Hell yeah.
yeah, awesome.
Seriously, why do I have a plus
So
3
you can
magic
re-equip
bonus?
everything in your inventory. You will see Mara wanders over to a window, opens it, and whistles, and a sparrow comes to her hand. And you see her just whispering to the sparrow. She then just lets it fly off.
Above table question, guys. Are we taking? Does it help anyone to take even a short rest at this moment? Or
I imagine we've taken a short rest in the cart. I imagine
I was going to say, like, can we take a short rest? Yeah,
I'll allow it.
Then I'd love to do that just to do a couple of things.
Here's another one to drop on you then. We're also going to level up.
Sorry, just get the crap out of my cat then.
Erection. Amazing.
So while we're on stream as well, while we're doing this, I will also allow everybody to roll for
let's do
their
that.
additional hit points while we're together. So I'll give you a minute to do your short rests. When you're ready, just give me the nod. While we're doing that, then I'll just let the folks sort their short rests out. We will cut camera down to the middle tier across to an orphanage and a chapel, where as we enter into one of the windows, a number of children sort of play together in their simple housing, their simple lifestyle, sort of rolling a little ball to each other across the wooden floor of their very simple bedroom. And the camera descends below the floor, below the tier, into an underground cathedral. Black flagstone, black marble, dark stone walls, where the sound of chanting can be heard. The sound of whimpering young voices. The sound of a distant, echoing female laugh. And then a chittering sound. As we then back over to the Ars Hearth. As our
Harl's
detectives
Yarth.
prepare then to descend into the orphanage of the Order of the Right Hand. So I think a fitting way to close out this episode will be then to run down what we're going to level up in and roll those hit dice, and then we will close it for this week. So Jewel, I'm going to start with yourself, taking a level in
Rogue.
In Rogue.
Just rolled hit dice. So that's a maximum of 8 up.
Very good. There we go. Nicely done.
And my 9th level just gives me something. I don't have to choose, but that's great. I'm going to leave it as that for now.
Very good. Leveling up into 9th, of course. So, Lex. Sorcerer? Multi-classing?
Oh, hang on.
muted
Sorry, Danny. Go for it.
Dave, you bastard. I leveled up
You
in
dropped
sorcerer.
the biggest dice on the ground during a
Fucking hell,
monologue.
It sounded like it was made of gravel when I dropped it. Yeah, so I level up in sorcerer, no multi classing for me, and I rolled a 5 on hit point dice. So that takes me up to 71 overall, which I am buzzing about. And at level 9, not only do I get 5th level spells now, but as a subclass feature, I get 2 additional class spells.
Nice.
Which I'm happy, which I won't tell you about until I use them.
I was going to go, I like it. My edition is mental.
Excellent stuff then. Tom. Or do you need a minute?
Yeah. No. What am I rolling? A D.
The first thing you need to decide is whether you are leveling up in Barbarian, whether you're multiclassing. The second thing is then rolling your hit dice.
Okay. I temporarily will. I think I'm going to multi-class, but I'm not exactly sure what way I'm going to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to do that.
Nice.
So, my hit dice.
So it's a Barbarian, I believe. Is it a D12?
D12, I think, for the barbarians is mental. Yeah.
Now, Barbarian, if you're going to take a level in, you're in a new subclass, then I am happy for us to park that there and we can pick that up at the beginning of next session, and we will do that then. Just to sort of tell the folks what's going on. So let's leave that there, because I think you've got a few thoughts to have, which is fine. I know I dropped that on you sort of last minute. Edgiest then.
You know, something dark and dirty is telling me to go for a 3rd multi-class, but I'm gonna resist that. Something filled with grime is screaming, "Be a fighter! Be a fighter!" But Alas, I shall hold off until possibly level 10. And I'm gonna, because usually I take a level in Sorcerer, but I feel like this is the first time that Edgius actually was the voice of reason, and he was starting to balance his shit a little bit more, and he's starting to find a bit more of that. And not only that, but he spoke some reason into the group's ears, so I'm going to take a level in Bard and go up a level in Bard.
That's
So
fantastic.
roll
Correct
that.
answer.
Is it a D6 for Bard, I think?
It's a D8.
Oh,
It is a D8. It's just
I'm a
wizards
bit
then.
gutted. I
Just
only got to
wizards
roll a
are
D6,
D6s
you know.
as they
All
are.
you with your D12. Oh, I had to roll a D6.
You roll a D6 as well as a Sork. Ah, interesting.
Not happy about that.
I got a 7.
Very good. Nice addition.
Nice
there.
roll, man.
And with level 5 Bard, after our short rest, I get all my Bardic inspiration back.
Oh.
Cha-ching.
So that's how we do.
Well, with that then, just some discussions I think for Tom and I to have in the background, but exciting times with a little multi-class there. I think I kind of like that being a bit of a mystery as well, ready for next time, which is fun. What an episode. Well done, gents. A fantastic episode. So very much looking forward to descending into the depths of the Order of the Right Hand and seeing what this underground cathedral has to offer. Now for everybody that's watching, next week is going to be something very, very different. We will not be playing Dungeons and Dragons. We will be here, but we will not be playing Dungeons and Dragons. There was a teaser that was put out on social media, so I'm gonna look to my fellow cast members here. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Are we gonna reveal now, or do we reveal later? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Next week, we will be starting the first episode in a mini-series of Orbital Blues, and I will not be the Dungeon Master or the Game Master for that week. Instead, our Game Master will be the one and only Bodhi from Homie and the Dude. So yes, the characters are created. Bodhi's been working behind the scenes to develop the mini-series campaign. I have no ideas beyond my character. But yeah, excited to try something that is not D&D, I think, as Malt and Magic. So yeah, stick out for that. Bodhi, is there anything you want to sort of drop in while we're discussing that for the last few minutes or so?
Hell yeah, I do. Guys, I'm Bodhi, and I'm going to be the unexceptional GM. You got an incredible, exceptional cast of players joining me for that Orbital Blues adventure. By the way, Orbital Blues is a depressing space cowboy, space opera kind of style TTRPG. If you're thinking think Cowboy Bebop, think, like that kind of vibe is what we're going for. And I am excited to bring you guys a world that I've worked on for a little bit of time, and I know these guys are going to absolutely smash it. Their characters are incredible. Get ready for a ragtag group of jabronis shuffling their way through a world as they try and make their way to Andromeda. And that's the only teaser I'll leave here today.
There we go. That was a bit of information we didn't know. I am so looking forward to being a player as well. I'll drop that in. So yes, very excited for that. We will run the first session of Orbital Blues next week, and then we're going to look to try and run it monthly, depending on where schedules lie. But we will keep you posted on when those sessions are landing. So if you're looking for episode 57 of Malt and Magic, unfortunately you've got to wait 2 weeks now, but next week is going to be something special. So thank you to my amazing cast members for an amazing session. Thank you so much to Roll Together RPG for the raid today. Thank you for all of our other viewers as well who have joined us live. If you are watching after the fact or listening on podcast, then thank you to you as well. We really appreciate the support. This has been episode 56 of Malt and Magic, and what an episode it was. We love you all. Stay safe, and we will see you next time.